Hello and welcome back to Freelancer. Well, in the last episode I sort of took a long and futile detour to, well, very far away. But let's actually make something fun out of it by going back, taking some wrecks along the way. That seems fun, right? I hope. In the process of doing that I can also explain a few things, so that's I think it's fun. So I already mentioned if I were continuing on this heading, I would actually reach the sort of Kusari homeworld, basically from the system where this jump gate here leads to, where this jump hole here leads to, as basically only a very short way to actually the main Kusari bases, where I could go, but I really don't have anything. I really don't gain anything from doing that, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm not really going there, I'm just picking up this wreck for cash. Insta-cash.
Trent, it took a while, but I finally found what we're looking for. Meet me in the new Tokyo system. It's urgent.
So but I still need 2 levels to get the ship here. I made up my mind and convinced myself of still wanting that ship. However, in order to do that, I'll probably need to go all the way back here at some point, which I'll probably do off-screen. But right now, let's do an on-screen fly all the way back, but through a different route, right? So that not everything was for nothing, basically. That's sort of my idea behind this. Alright, let's also investigate this wreck here. I should probably say something about the wreck that I picked up earlier, but let me first go here, then I have a long pause anyway where not much is going on. This wreck has a lot of alien organisms, which would be interesting to sell somewhere in Liberty right now, as I mentioned. Right around here I'll not get too much of it, though in Korea I get 600, so, well, since this is close by, I don't really care about the money here, because I also got a lot of money by picking up the other wreck, because the other wreck has something special that we've seen in this Let's Play for the first time. Because some wrecks have class 10 weapons. Class 10 is basically a special weapon class all by itself that doesn't have normal weapons that you can buy somewhere from one of the factions, but that are sort of artifacts or strange in a way. So this is one example here. They are a little bit weird in the basic game. There are a few that are actually interesting because they do a big fuck ton of damage. This one is actually one of the better ones, to be honest. But the main advantage that I'll be taking from them is that they're worth about 30k each, which is a little bit of money. So I'll probably just use that to sell at some point. If I need money, then I can say, "Oh, here I got this class 10 weapon." I really don't need that. I'm not the biggest fan of class 10 weapons, because even in the basic game, their projectile speed was a little bit weird. So I really don't like that. And you can't outfit your ship only with class 10 weapons, because even the best ships have 6 forward-facing slots, sometimes even a forward-facing turret, and there's no class 10 turret, and all these ships also have at least 2 slots that are only class 9 and not class 10. So since you can't get conversions there, I really always thought they're more of a gimmick than a real valid option. So that's my opinion on class 10 weapons. They're also not that much more powerful than class 9. They're special in a lot of ways. Some of them are even don't require any energy to shoot at all, so they're energy efficiency wise they can be interesting, but for other reasons I would say no, they're not very interesting.
Hey, don't fall asleep on me. Out here you'll get us killed.
Here's another luxury liner above a planet which has beautiful clouds, so the elite of the galaxy apparently sometimes comes here. Also the non-so-elite part of the galaxy comes here to trade artifacts, because this is basically a major artifact trading point for the Corsairs, where they sell artifacts to the Junkers and to Yogosha, who then bring them to Rhineland and Liberty, or or Kusari space respectively. So that's what I actually could do here. I'll just land here to sell these organisms. It's only worth 100 here. Effing shame. Guess those are not worth anything in Kusari space, right? They're pretty cheap here, but I think in Kusari space they're just really they don't really care about them at all. So I'm actually gonna just sell the alien organisms here. There is a chance that I could get more money out of them at some point, but some of them will also perish along the way. And I don't think in Kusari space there's any interesting space to sell them. So let's actually just go away. All right. Let's leave again.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1. This is Luxury Liner Hawaii. Everything's a go for launch. Good luck out there. 3-3 Luxury Liner Hawaii. I'm requesting to dock.
I think I forgot something. Let me just.
You will be cleared to proceed when it's free.
6. I've probably forgot something here because there's a wreck back here that I wanted to take. Oops, sorry. Totally forgot about that while I was passing through this asteroid field there. Well, let me just take a small detour. I guess I can then take the entire detour to the north instead of going here, and then there. Alright! Sorry. Anyway, let me just plot a course. This system is sort of an interesting point because here outcasts and the Corsairs are occasionally fighting battles because it's still bordering the Corsair territory to the south, and the Corsairs sometimes come here. And it's also very close to the outcast, to the main outcast worlds, which are further to the north. So, sometimes pretty interesting battles going on here. Alright, got that one. Menorca. What did I say about Corsairs fighting outcasts? It's always a little bit sad because basically they both came to Sirius in the sleeper ship Hispania, so they should be one faction, but on the way here the ship got damaged and maybe sabotaged, and both factions claim the other one sabotaged the ship. The Corsairs basically left the ship earlier than the outcasts and found a home somewhere to the further south here, basically to the east of where Rhineland is situated here. The outcasts, however, continued to remain with the ship and then found a planet somewhere here that they have as their main base. And on this planet, they found the drug that they're selling. So, and the outcasts and the Corsairs tend to find a lot of artifacts on their world, so that's also something. Apparently, you can also get just right through there. Interesting. Let me actually just change course. Apparently, I don't need to be that far away from the sun as I thought. If I were continuing on this trajectory, I would get into outcast territory pretty quick. Actually, there's just one system which is really small, and the jump hole to that is here, and then we're basically in outcast territory, which, interestingly enough, would bring us back to Kusari territory on a pretty short path. That's actually a little weird. It might actually be not that much of a detour, but I think I'll just take the tour that I intended to, because I wrote down some stuff that I want to get on the way.
Go-to.
Anyway, so let's get here. Other than outcasts fighting the Corsairs, the system has a lot of outcasts fighting GMG and bounty hunters, because the GMG has one of their major bases here, and as a result also bounty hunters are here in large numbers. And the outcasts don't want them to be here, so that's good enough reason to fight, I guess. Am I actually heading to the cloud, or am I? No, I'm actually not. Okay. Let's go here. Here. And there. Alright. Oops, there's an unknown planet that I don't want to collide with. There's also a planet in this cloud. There's actually two planets in this cloud, I think. Planet Hades, and I think the other one is Cerberus. something like that. Or maybe that's just one planet though. But nobody's living on this one, so... Yeah, there's another one right behind it. Did I? I did, alright. Stop. No need, there's no need to collide with that planet.
Go to.
Alright. Let's just pick that up. You can actually see what you're about to pick up by going into this view of the wreck and then taking a look at what the subsystems are. So this one has sunblasts, which are GMG weapons.
Go to.
So this way you can always see if the wreck that you're trying to shoot has loot at all. There are a few spaces in the verse where actually there are a lot of wrecks, but only a small fraction of them actually have worthwhile loot. So instead of just shooting everyone, you can just scan them this way in order to check if it's worth going there. But I'll probably not go to any of those places where this is relevant before campaign ends. And I'm not entirely sure in which capacity I will continue this after the campaign ends. I think there's a few things that I could showcase, like going to one of the home systems of the Outcasts or the Corsairs and getting one of the top-end ships and top-end weapons and have some awesome fights, maybe. Yeah, that would probably be interesting. I'm not sure how much you're interested in seeing the rest of the stuff, which would be a lot of fighting bounty hunters, basically.
Warning. Sensor efficiency reduced.
While trying to get places. So this is a wreck of an Outcast fighter, which actually has class 8 Outcast weapons and, of course, Countermine. Because Outcast wrecks tend to have Countermine. Do I actually want artifacts or Countermine? I think I'm fine this way.
Go to.
As you may have noticed, I really don't care. Alright. Let's follow the auto course for now, because I think this jump gate takes us back to Honshu, which would take us close to where we actually want to go. I think I need to repair the ship at some point. Yeah, this takes us to Honshu, that's good.
Dock.
Back to Kusari space. Oh yeah. So as I said, I may do some further episodes after the main story is finished, because this is one of the things that I personally really like about this game, but that you may or may not like, because basically after the main story is finished, you can really do anything you like. And basically also have the option to do anything you like, because right now I don't have high enough level to buy any ship that I want, so even if I had the money to do that. So then the real fun begins, when you can access basically everything and decide on what you want to do, and your reputation doesn't get screwed around every second mission basically, so it's good. That's when the real fun starts, when you can say, I want to become a pirate now. And I want to destroy lots of Liberty ships for what they did earlier, or whatever you want to do, basically. Yeah, so I'm actually not going to sell any of the weapons for now. God, Countermine in Kusari space is really worthless, because they really hate it. There are a few places where you can sell it, but I don't think I'm gonna go to any of those before taking the next story mission, so I might as well just get the extra cargo space. Same with artifacts. They also don't like artifacts very much. They're pretty clean in the whole smuggling thing. With very minor exceptions, of course. Yeah.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1. Everything's go for launch. Good journey.
So before I go anywhere, I actually want to check something out. Again, I'm not really sure where the coordinates are. I think it's down here actually. So let's go to Akita border station and then take it from there.
Taking the shot.
Dock.
Because from all the wrecks that I got additional class 6 weapons that I probably use soon. I think I should have multiple class 6 Corsair weapons already. Yes, I already have 2. I'd like to have 2 more because reasons. Then I really don't need the Dublin Dusters anymore because the Corsair weapons are just better in every aspect. But now that I'm here on Honshu, I think I should probably get them. I think the wreck's here actually, though with the messed up coordinate system I'm not entirely sure.
This is border station Akita. Kusari light fighter patrol. Identify yourself.
So let's get back here.
Dock.
I'm also thinking about whether it's worthwhile to buy the non-upgraded version of the Hawk, because I want to buy the upgraded version later anyway, and basically I'm throwing away money at that point. Just to have it for like one more story, just to have it one story mission earlier.
Warning.
I actually think I'm not gonna do that.
Reduced.
Yeah, I'm already playing a mod that basically makes combat horribly difficult, and then I say, oh screw it, I don't need upgrades here. I like my Legion there. Yeah. There's a Sigma 13 jump hole. Thought it was somewhere around here, but
Go to.
not entirely sure. Or was it even further down? Wait, this is out here. You can see it better. So this is supposed to be F. I think it was at F6. Yes, I'm actually heading toward it. Yay! Memory actually works. Thank you. Here's another wreck of a Corsair ship that also has class 6 Corsair weapons that I want to have. So I'm taking it.
Go to.
Alright, but now I guess I can follow the mission marker and go to wherever Junie wanted to meet. I already forgot about that. Where did she want to meet? In the Shinagawa Station Bar. Okay, that's in New Tokyo actually, so we don't have to go back all the way to what was the name of that place again? Kyushu. So that's actually already in the next system, so it's not too far. Alrighty. But then I think I'm finished with my I want to loot that list. There are more interesting wrecks around, some of which I'll probably pick up just to get money, because looting wrecks, as you may have noticed, is always an interesting way to get money without doing missions, which can get repetitive after some time. I mean, sometimes they're very useful, because if you want to get equipment or weapons from specific factions and there's not a wreck existing for that level domain, then missions are very useful for getting specialized equipment, but you also tend to piss people off, which sort of creates problems with exploring. So, because as you saw here, because I'm basically neutral to all the relevant factions along the path I traveled, the travel was actually pretty smooth sail. Yeah, of course it's also a little bit more boring this way, but having to have a fight of like 5 minutes after every jump hole is also not that fun. I mean, it's fun if it only appears once or twice, but if it appears everywhere, you just start thinking, okay, thank you. You're freaking annoying. You're not winning. You're always failing, and but you're bothering me everywhere. Just leave me alone, guys. And especially you bounty hunters. So being neutral is actually pretty useful when you're just trying to explore. So that was my sort of main point that I tried to make here. This may have been a little bit boring because there was no fight in between, but again, this made for a much smoother sail than if I would have had to fight bounty hunters with class 7, 8 and sometimes even class 9 weapons in high-end ships, which would be a challenge, to say the least. Alright. So let's get to New Tokyo. Could you let me through first, maybe? No? Okay.
Dock in use.
Quite a lot of
Entering
traffic
queue.
here. And this is all Rhineland transports. Republican is a Rhineland company and ALG too, so... I thought there was something going on with Rhineland. Why are they still let Rhineland traders in? I know they're not the evil guys, so they haven't imposed trade restrictions yet, but... Alright, but we're almost there. Shinagawa Station is just the next point in this trade-in network.
Dock.
And then let's figure out what Juni has going on. And if we get that produce tome somehow. Alright, let's actually dock here.
Dock.
Understood. Your request to dock is granted. Proceed to dock 1.
In the next episode, we're gonna go to the bar and talk to Juni about just stuff, which means how we get the produce tome, hopefully. So that'll be fun, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Loaded into cargo hold.